Berserk, Tokyo Ghoul, Soul Eater, Claymore, God of High School, Uzumaki, Record of Ragnarok, The Promised Neverland, Blue Lock, so on and so forth. All these are anime with one very important thing in common. Nice booties. Oh, wrong script. Anime has existed for a very long time, and so has the blessings upon our pure, innocent souls that is poor adaptations. It's a story as old as my grandma at this point, and she died 1,000 years ago. First, the announcement for an adaptation of a great manga drops. People get excited, and a few years later, disappointment. This disappointment is split into three major categories. The first is that we get a great first season, chef's kiss, hits all the right marks, and get us pumped for what's to come. Then the second season drops. The second category of disappointment is that anime is incredible, and continues to be incredible season after season. Only for the creators of the anime to smoke the strongest substance known to man, which then caused them to deviate from the source material and produce a steaming pile of in return.
I will defeat you!
And the third category is that the anime comes straight out of the gates looking like everything that has ever chased you in your worst nightmares. Time and time again this has happened, robbing generations of a story that could have otherwise potentially meant a lot to so many. While some anime get fortunate enough to have a remake, the same can be said for others. A lot of others, in fact. At this point, there's practically an abyss of anime that desperately need remakes, with more and more horrible adaptations added to the pile year after year. Funny enough, these bad adaptations seem kind of contradictory to the intended purpose. Usually, the point of creating a show is to make profit. As long as the show made back its expenses, on normal occasions, said show will usually be safe from the chopping block, with cancellations only occurring due to low ratings or viewership. Unfortunately for us, anime is a special type of special. The creation of animation in the East is far different from animations made in the West. For one, 9 out of 10 anime is adapted from a manga, which means the reason for its anime to get greenlit is based on one factor: how well the manga performed. If a manga is popular enough to have your mom screaming for it louder than that time in her bedroom when your dad was trying to get a rat out of the cupboard,
Gotcha, bitch!
then anime is greenlit by executives. And mind you, not because they want to make money from the anime itself. Of course, that is an option, but not the main goal. The main goal of an anime's existence centers around its source material, the manga. It's always about the manga. And what I mean by this is that anime adapted from a manga is nothing but a glorified ad campaign to push sales for said manga. Because that is where the real money is to be had. In other words, while many of you may have experienced this downside to being an anime fan a long time ago, my first time experiencing this was with The Promised Neverland, an anime that deeply resonated with me. From the moment I laid my eyes on this opening sequence, I knew I was in for something special. And as many of you can attest to, the anime really delivered on all aspects. The authors behind the Promised Neverland manga managed to craft a beautiful and smart, compelling story with lovable and capable characters in an incredible, nerve-wracking world. And lo and behold, its anime adaptation was nothing if not perfect, from its animation to its music to its spectacular camera work that lets you question everything. Not to mention that banging opening thing that had me dancing like a leprechaun, busting it down for its pot of gold. From the moment I watched this anime, I was instantly pulled by it, and every episode that followed always tugged at my heart, making me anxious of what these characters that I had come to love would go through, and how they would come out on top. By the end of the first season, I was left completely astonished and in awe of what I had just experienced. As a normal person in my circumstance, I waited anticipatedly for season 2, wondering to myself just how much better the story would get. Unfortunately, my high hopes and excitement overturned to pain and disappointment. For those of you who have watched the anime and really cared about Emma, Norman, and Ray, I'm sure you can understand what I'm getting at here. While this is a painful experience, and one that only seems to grow as time goes by, a simple question surfaces that at the same time is the answer. Why don't you just read the manga then? It is the superior format after all, right? That question, in and of itself, already gives an answer. Yes, reading the manga is definitely an option. It is the only option left to us after all. But being so hypothetical situation is unfair as an anime fan. With that same sentiment, the question arises, why watch anime in the first place? If no one watched anime and only read manga, anime wouldn't exist. Anime is a multi-billion-dollar industry because of us. Because we love anime and we care. If you would give me a second here, I'll tell you a very important story. Some time ago, I published a book to a site I'll call A-Novels, one of the prolific sites in the online writing space. But my book was dead in the water, barely getting in traffic. Actually, not getting in traffic at all. So in an attempt to save my book, I turned to another site I'll call B-Novels. This site really didn't pay, but it had a massive free reader base. So I decided to post a couple of chapters there, in hopes that I could redirect readers to a novel so I could actually get paid. Whether or not this worked isn't the point. What is the point was how ethical my plan was. Here I was taking advantage of a free platform that welcomed me with open arms. Hypothetically speaking, if I had poached all of their readers toward A novels, then what about them? What about B novels? If you're as confused as I am regarding how the story relates to the current topic at hand, then let me try and explain. It isn't fair what the studios are doing. We, fans of anime, are the reason anime exists. Yet, the suits behind them only seem to use it as a medium to get manga sales skyrocketing. In other words, they're just using it and us without any regard for the medium or its fans. Manga is incredible, there is no doubt about it, but it isn't for everyone. Not because people are dumb or incapable to pick up a book and read, but because of so many different circumstances. It's much easier to get into an anime than a manga. It's much easier to share with friends over a snack or with family during movie night. Anime is special both to us and as a work of art. We need to be respected by these executives that just want to push their manga sales. If an anime is good enough in terms of profits, then said anime should never be cancelled under any circumstances. Unfortunately, we all know such a thing will never happen, which is why the sad thing is, we've become used to all of this, complacent even. Time and time again, we've watched as our favorite anime has been butchered in front of our eyes, and there's nothing to be done about it. We just shrug it off and move on to the next thing. At the very least, not all anime are in danger. World-channelly popular anime like Attack on Titan, The Big Three, Demon Slayer, and so on have a much higher chance of seeing a full-through to completion with the highest quality of animation possible. Though they aren't 100% safe, their chances of survival are much higher. This is because with their popularity and reach, manga sales would have skyrocketed, giving the studios reason to keep churning out more seasons. While this is supposed to be a good thing, a direct result of anime like these is that executives place unfair expectations on every anime now, increasing the risk of cancellation from suits who are just chasing the next Attack on Titan or Demon Slayer, which is impossible. A lot of smaller anime, despite being masterpieces at times, can never match up to the level of success by virtue of their story structure, and so many other factors like patience, intelligence, heart, and much more. Most anime that become mainstream are usually high-octane or flashy anime that on many occasions, though still incredible in their own right, lack substance. With the knowledge of our not-so-hype anime surviving on borrowed time, most of us just bite the bullet and tune into the most mainstream and popular anime to ensure that we get the best treatment, quality, and follow-up an anime can get. And this mindset creates a feedback loop for popular anime to become even more popular, worsening the problem we're facing as fans of anime even more. But the thing is, not everyone can watch mainstream anime, because people's taste differs vastly. Unfortunately though, none of this matters to the studios behind the front of anime production in the slightest, leaving us with only two options: watch mainstream anime to ensure you don't get treated like crap as a fan, or watch your well-known but not popular enough anime with the lingering fear it will get butchered eventually. For those of us who like to diversify our tastes beyond the mainstream, these studios leave us caught between a rock and a hard place. But what if I told you there's a third type of anime beyond the mainstream and non-mainstream? There are also kind of unknown anime. While big name anime are usually guaranteed and not so big anime are left in danger, these kinda unknown series manage to break the mold and keep getting new seasons. Anime like Kingdom, Golden Kamuy, Overlord, and Damanchi aren't exactly underground anime, but they're not juggernauts either. Yet somehow, they just keep going. Kingdom is getting a 6th season probably by the time this video is out, and Damanchi has had 5 seasons, with Log Horizon having 3. All of these anime are incredible, But due to several factors, they have failed to break into the mainstream, yet somehow their fans are more than enough to keep these anime alive. Strange enough, it feels like anime that are bouncing on the edge of cancellation despite being incredible were the ones expected to succeed in the levels of mainstream anime, but failed to meet said expectations. Though their numbers were still higher than kinda unknown anime, it just wasn't enough for these studio heads, leading to cancellations or poor treatment just to chase the fans away and not be obligated to create a second or third season. This is very unfortunate for anime that find themselves in the middle, and more so for us that truly care. But even with these categories I mentioned, no anime is safe. They will always, first and foremost, be advertisements for manga, and this needs to stop. Anime is a beautiful medium and have touched the hearts of insurmountable people. It is important to so many, and thus should be treated with the care and respect it and we deserve. It needs to stop existing just for its manga, and start existing for itself. It's not all dark and gloomy though. Yes, a vast majority of anime is either treated poorly or just waiting to be bent over and kicked in the butt. Yet, amongst the sands of studios churning out content, there are still studios that genuinely care, with Studio Ghibli being not only the pinnacle of what an anime studio is, but what it should be. Well, that's about it. Thank you for watching. This video, believe it or not, has been in my head for over 3 years now, or since The Promised Neverland Season 2 dropped. Making this video took longer than I intended. I initially was aiming to finish it by the end of September, but a stupid power outage that lasted 2 weeks threw my schedule out the window. So please forgive me for a delay. While I said the main thing I wanted to say for this video, I'm not entirely sure I did this topic justice, but I tried my best. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, as doing so will help my channel immensely, and do subscribe if for some odd reason you'd like to see more of my videos. I will be talking about the anime Gachi Yakuza in my next video, so if that's something you're interested in, then look forward to that. With all that being said, thank you once again for watching. Take care of yourselves, take care of the earth, have a wonderful rest of your day. Hopefully, I'll see you next time. Bye.